chase Lee Hockey with the blue futon. Out of the digital world, we have a movie called Maanagaram. If I'm saying that correctly, it means the city, or that's what it says when I'm watching the movie. Should you visit the city, or should you get out of the cities, just like Philadelphia, this city, LA, Portland? So Maanagaram, if I'm saying it right, what's about the very simple premise. There's a guy that must move to the city to get a decent job to fend for his family as well as his soon-to-be wife. But when he's there, like the first night, he gets beat up, his certificates get stolen. Now it's a web of kidnapping, murder, assaults, police, ransom, who's surviving, who's dying, what is actually occurring in the city. So did I like this movie? I thought this was a well-made thriller, whodunit, what is going to happen to these characters type of movie. So with that, I'll give the negatives of the movie first. So if I would give a negative of the movie, to me, it is the setup. About the first hour setup, I was a little bit confused of what was happening because we were jumping to a lot of different stories. You have the ransom one that has mostly a PKP character, as well as these 4 other like idiot gangsters, if you want to put it that way. Then you have this IT company with a couple friends, as well as the guy that's trying to get a job. Then the girl who's kind of the boss is hiring everyone. But then you have that boss girl kind of have a boyfriend-esque type of relationship, where then he has a, background of needing to acid someone because someone threatened his so-called girlfriend that they were going to acid her in her face. And so all this intertwines into the story. So it did take a little bit, about an hour, and I was just thinking, where exactly is this going? But then the last, I would say 45 minutes, hour, it ramped up, and I was like hooked to the screen of like what is going to happen. So rather than just that small intro of like the first hour, I was like, I don't know what is happening. These are my type of movies. It doesn't matter what country they are made in. These revenge-esque, things. I think people are saying like this is almost like Super Deluxe, and people are saying Super Deluxe is better. I highly disagree. Super Deluxe is convoluted, and the stories just dragged out too much. This one, it was 4 stories in 2 hours and 12 minutes, and it told each story the way it needed to be told, because when the ending was there, you connect the dots throughout the story of like that police officer's doing that, that person's doing that. So like I said, the first 45 minutes or an hour, you might be confused with what each character and how they're going to connect. But when the story ends, you understand the connection, and it weaves a lot better than I thought it would. So the acting is great. I thought the cinematography was really good to understand the city, just the grittiness of it, because it's like this in, I think, almost every country you go to, because I've lived in a couple of countries just around the world, that this countryside is just a lot more quieter. It's a lot more peaceful. It's a lot less hectic. It's a lot less violent. But then when you get to like these cities, even in America, New York City, Philadelphia, Miami, LA, San Francisco, Denver, Portland, you are getting into the nitty gritty, just crime. Chicago, Chi-Town, it's not called Chirac for a freaking reason, because the shootings that happen all the time. So I would never really live in a city, and plus, who would want to live in an apartment and you're on top of everyone? No, I want a little bit of property so I could do my own stuff, my own landscaping. And so, but kind of like the story is saying, cities provide income. Not no more with teleworking, but this movie did come out in 2017. But I thought just the premise of the story about the background of the revolt, and then having the city versus country life, and they call it the native life, Native. So I wonder if that just means country life in India rather than, USA, which basically means countryside or farmland or stuff like that. But when these stories actually connect, like I said, I was hooked. That hour mark, I was like, okay, where do these connect? And oh, okay, I can see that puzzle pieces. Like this movie, it was almost like the first hour, if you want to put it like a puzzle, it had the middle part. And the middle part's the hardest part. So you're like, I don't know how this is connecting. But when you get the last hour, it's the frame. So you know exactly where this movie is going to be in its perfect frame of like, I know the picture it's trying to portray, and it portrays it extremely well. So like I said, good writing, acting, directing, cinematography, and just the look of the movie, the grittiness. And I just enjoyed this one a lot more than I thought I would with other movies out there. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes. I'm liking these Indian movies that don't overstay its welcome. Yeah, okay, there is, I guess, another little small negative. The music in this one, I think, was a little bit awkward, especially that love story. Something about that love chemistry, I didn't feel it as well as I probably should have. But to me, that's a small part of the story, and that guy does seem like a little bit of a stalker, taking pictures of him, of a girl with a picture. Take it what you will. I thought that was a little bit awkward, but it is what it is for that thing. So like I said, negatives will be the first hour. The chemistry between the girl and the guy just wasn't the greatest, but these are my type of movies. I enjoy the heck out of it. And the more I think about it, the more I think this is a strong recommendation to watch if you're into these type of crime thrillers, whodunit, revenge plot with multiple stories lines going into it. So Maanagaram, if I'm saying it right, will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 90%. So see the Critics News Scores gave this one. So there's absolutely no Rotten Tomato actually, but on IMDb it has a 8.1. I'm curious. So a lot of, we have an 8. I'm looking at the users. We have an 8, a 9, a 10, a 7, an 8, a 7, an 8, an 8, a 10, 8, 10, 7, 6, 9, 5, 8. So we are a lot of 8s, 9s, and 10s. Like I said, I like these type of movies. It doesn't matter what country, Japan, Korea, China, USA, England, Portugal, Spain. It doesn't matter where these type of movies are. These are my type of genres, and I dig it. So Guilty as Charged is some people like, it's not the greatest movie. I understand if you might not like it, but these type of movies are my jam. So we'll go with the average 81% on my 90. Chase Sock with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Well, the only thing is, Blue Futonitopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. And I'm sorry, I'll say it 1,000 times again. This is so much better than Super Deluxe. Hands down, in my opinion.